So my experience with church has been a really great experience, I would say. As a child, I had a lot of problems with anxiety and also with self-worth. And even though my parents were awesome and they loved me and they encouraged me, for some reason I had a hard time believing that. And they instilled this idea of church as this place for mission. And they always took me to church. They always made sure that I tried to be there on time. And I thank them for that. Another thing about church was that it was a place to come and really develop my talents for the Lord. Even though I had this anxiety, there was always opportunities where people would still ask me to do stuff. And I wouldn't want to do stuff. I'd be like, no, please don't make me. But they would ask me, and I kept saying yes. And through it, I discovered this Bible study, and I went through it, and the final thing that came out of it was that God had this love for me. And it provided value and self-worth that I was extremely lacking. And it gave me some confidence to know that God died for me. Jesus died for me. And that was a big part that I got from church, was my parents' influence, and as well as coming to the realization that God cared for me so much and He had value for me as well. So one of the things about church is that they're all different, but there's some similarities. And some of the things I see in New Life is that there's this beginning. There is the new, right? And with the leadership team, I see that they are giving a lot of themselves, as well as there's some creativity, and it isn't the status quo. There's no like, let's keep things traditional. There's a search and a community that I see in New Life, and I see that people generally want to go there to meet God. So the first time I was told about New Life, it was actually I wasn't able to join because of a time restriction. And that's something that I think is important to realize in church, that you only have so much time to do something. And it was during the time was a Sabbath school hour, and I was teaching Sabbath school, and I wanted to be there as the youth leader to make sure I was always there as much as possible, and to just support the youth and get to know them as well as the other teachers. And then New Life got brought to this afternoon hour, and I'm thinking to myself like, oh, that's like all day church. And that's me inside, that's like me, my selfishness coming out and being like, all day church. But then at the same time, there's certain things in New Life that I'm not getting in my home church. And one of the first things is the worship. I think that the musicians there are musicians that are passionate about music and just as passionate about God. I see them not only in their music, but also in their day-to-day, in their church service, just giving of themselves. And also the storytelling that they use through their emotions, through their playing of the instruments. There's a lot that they invest, and I see that the worship that they provide in New Life is just, I get more out of it. The songs just seem more relevant to my story as a Christian, and I just really enjoy it. I feel like there's more freedom, and just being able to sing, and I can add my own voice to the song and have this creativity where if I want to harmonize, I can harmonize. If I want to go with the melody, I can. If I want to do my own thing, I can. And there's that freedom and just that awesomeness and dedication for the musicians. I think freedom and creativity are so important in the church because all of us are different. And one of the characteristics of God is His creativity. And we have that to express, right? We're not all the same, and yes, we could admire the things that we do, but we of ourselves have our own thoughts, our own ideas, and we can take what church is and always add to it. And nothing has to be the same. Everything has an opportunity to grow and to develop. I think one of the most important things about church is community. And I definitely want to be part of the New Life community. And most importantly, just showcase love, showcase empathy and acceptance towards all the members, both leaders, newcomers. Doesn't matter where they're from, just be there for them, be there to support them, and just be available wherever needed. If it is to pray, if it's to do music, whatever it is, I'm just there. And I really want to have that freedom where it's like where do you need me? I'm there for you. I think one of the things I've noticed is just my love for Christian music has grown, and I see that there is no interpretation. There is just what is, and that's kind of cool. It's just like God is love, God is good, and it isn't like you got to figure this out, like what was the writer talking about in this situation, but it's just like you connect and you relate to some of the experiences the writer was going through, and just some of the singers, while they sing, they've been there too as well. So that's one of the things, is just like this increased love for Christian music and what the goal that it has, the value that it has. I think I want to continue to grow in meeting new people. Definitely there's some new people that I haven't worked with in the leadership team, and I think that's one of the things, is just getting out of my comfort, right? I've been working with Temple City Church for a while, and New Life presents new people. I've seen new people there, and just having conversations with them. And as I was saying, I was very anxious, and I still have that in me. I still have some anxiety, and stepping out of my comfort zone and just talking to people is still a challenge, and I want to continue to do that and continue to grow and develop that no matter what. I just don't want it to stop. I don't want to feel comfortable and just be like, oh, I've arrived. I would definitely want to continue to meet new friends and to continue to build in a community.